Do you guys struggle while making notes in English literature or in general? Whether you are preparing for the UGC NET examination, GATE examination, or any other particular English literature examination, then you must know the right note making strategy that will make all the difference. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I am going to talk about how to take structured and effective notes that will help you to retain the information for the longer period of time, and also it will help you to ace your examination. As we know, English literature syllabus is in general very much vast, and we often struggle with the syllabus, like from where should we start and how should we make notes which is going to help us in the longer run. So in this video we are only going to talk about how to take structured and effective notes. So let's get started. So to make this process a lot more easier for you people, I have divided this video into some sections to make it more structured and effective for all of you. As this whole approach of making notes has helped me to get some good marks in NET. Also, it doesn't only gave me some good marks, it also made me, this whole note making process helped me to get my concepts clear about literary theory, criticism, and any part of our English literature. So that's why I thought of sharing it with you, so that it will help you in your any English literature exams. So in the first section, we are going to talk about the right method of making notes. So before we dive into what to note, we should know how to note. So let's get started with how to note, what methods we should use to make some structured and effective notes. Here are three methods you can use. The first is the kernel method, that is best for summarizing, where you can divide the page into three sections. First, key points, second, detailed notes, and then summary. It will help you in a very quick revision. When in the revision time you'll revise whatever you have made notes on. It will help you in a very quick revision. Next, there is mind mapping, that is best for the visual learners. For example, create a diagram connecting characters, themes, and literary elements while you come across a poem or a text or a prose or a fiction. Then this is very great for understanding the interconnection in complex text. When you will face a complex text, if you create a diagram by connecting the characters, themes, and literary elements to each other, you will be able to know about that complex text in a very better way. Third, there is bullet points and headings, that is best for quick references. For example, use headings, subheadings, and short points for the easy readability. So pick whichever method that works best for you and work according to that. So now it's up to you to decide which method works best for you. Choose that and start making your own notes. Now, as we know how to note, it's time we should know what to note. Now, in the second section, let's talk about how to take notes on a literary text. So, if you see all my videos, I have always said that please go chronologically in English literature, because you'll remember what comes after what, and you'll also remember the chronological dates of be it writers or works or any other periods. So for that you'll have to start chronologically. For example, if you are preparing for the British literature, if you are studying British literature, then first you need to start with classical literature, like how literature evolved. Then you will come to study Old English literature, then Middle English literature, and with that step by step we'll come to the postmodern age. And if you put, while going through these ages, you'll see that we'll come across different writers, and under those writers we'll see what works they have written. So we have so much details under those works also. So now particularly let's talk about what to include in those literary text while making notes. When taking notes on a book, play, or poem, make sure you include these essential details. First is the title and the author. You should remember the title and the subtitle of that text. Then you need to know about important details about the author, such as his birth date, his when he died, and where he lived, what in which profession he was in. So you need to know about and whom he married. You need to know about these important details about the author. So you should write the full name and the publication year while reading or making notes about a particular text or a work. Next, you should note down the plot summary. For example, keep it very short, like 5 to 10 sentence that covers the key events, which will in the mind you can connect each event to each other, so that it will get very much easier for you to remember any complex text also. Next, if you come to the characters, then note the major characters, their traits and significance, because in exam they ask question based on the characters also. As of now, besides major characters, you need to know about the minor characters as well. So make sure you note the major characters, minor characters, their traits and significance. Next, let's come to the themes of the poem or a prose. So identify and explain the key themes. For example, love, identity, power. These are some of the themes you will find. These are some of the themes that you will find while coming across a text. So make sure after you read the text, after you summarize your text, you mention about the themes that is presented in the text. Next, there is literary devices. So you should know about the literary terms, as I said. So before jumping into any literature part, make sure you read about all the literary terms and literary devices. I have already made a video on literary terms and devices. You can go and check that video in the channel. So highlight the important techniques like metaphor, irony, symbolism, personification and other literary terms while you come across the text, so that it will help you to connect those literary terms with the text, and also it will help you in your revision of the literary terms or figures of speech, as well as it's only going to help you while you remember any longer text. Next, you should know about the historical context of the text. Suppose Canterbury Tales is based on the Middle English period in the age of Chaucer. You should know about the historical context of that period, which led to the writer to write Canterbury Tales or some other works. Okay, so understand how the time period influences the text. Why it is going to help you. You'll know about the historical context of the age. You'll remember the context of the age as well as the work based on that age. So, for example, I'm giving an example. If you are reading Macbeth, make sure you make a note of key themes like ambition, fate, important quotes that is presented in Macbeth, some major characters, and how Shakespeare has used the figures of speech of imagery. So make sure you note down all these things while you come across a poem or a text or a fictional work or anything. Now that we have an idea like how to make notes on literary text, now it's time we should have some idea about how to make notes on literary theory, criticism and literary movements. So if you are a literature student, you should know and you must know that in literature, in every part of our syllabus is very much interconnected with each other. Be it literary terms, theory, criticism, figures of speech, and literary works, everything is interconnected with each other. But taking notes on literary theory, criticism, and literary movements, it's somehow different from taking notes on these literature parts. Why? Because you'll see in while you take notes on British literature, American literature, Canadian literature, or world literature or classic literature, you'll see that you are coming across about the context or history of that particular literature or particular age, then the works, authors, about all these things, some of the key text, quotes, and all these things. But in literary theory and criticism, things get a little bit different. And also, you need to know about these literary movements in particular to know more in-depth knowledge about this. So for that, I am telling you how to take notes on literary theories, criticism, and literary movements, so that it will help you to have a clear and structured idea that how you can connect it to the literature part, and you are going to remember it for the longer period of time. If you are studying literary history, make sure your notes should be structured like this. For example, literary periods. Suppose we are talking about literary periods or literary movements. For example, Renaissance, Romanticism, Modernism, Postmodernism, etc. You should write down them in the chronological order for better understanding, so that you will know what influenced what is there in the previous period, and what's there new in the upcoming period. So, and also make sure you note the characteristics, like the key characteristics of each period, major writers, and also their contributions about each literary period and literary movement. Similarly, when noting literary theories, focus on key theories and their ideas. For example, note on literary theories and criticism. Suppose you are making notes on literary theory and criticism, you should remember about the important theorists, like for example Aristotle, Derrida, Foucault, and many more. And core concepts, that is formalism, feminism, post-structuralism, structuralism, psychoanalytic theory. These are the things you need to remember about the core concepts, what the core concepts says to us. And you should note down some short definition with examples for the easy recall. So these are the note making strategy you should follow if you are preparing notes on literary movements and theories. Now that you know how to write and what to write, now let's talk about some ways or techniques which can help you to make your notes even better. So this is a very smart technique you need to adapt. For example, while you are making notes, to make it more effective, you could use abbreviation or symbols. For example, for William Blake, it's suppose it's getting a very long name, you can write WB for your own understanding. For metaphor, you can symbolize that into only M, for your own understanding only, for your own notes only. Then you can create mnemonics, like for example, boats for romanticism. Boats, BOATS, B for beauty, O for optimism, A for art, T for truth, S for solitude. So these are some of the key characteristics of the romantic period. So you could create mnemonics so that it will help you while you recall or revise those chapters. Now, highlight the key points. Use color coding for to make your note more effective and colorful, and also it's going to help you in the longer run. So choose your own color. For example, red for important dates, blue for themes. Why it will help you, that if in an exam you are coming across a question, if you have made your own notes and mark as I am saying to you, you'll notice that in exam there is a visual that will come to your mind. Okay, maybe this will become the right option. A visual will come to your mind. Maybe in this way it can help you. Next, make digital notes. Try Notion, OneNote, or Evernote for searchable and organized notes. And most importantly, keep revising. Summarize your notes every week and use flashcards for some key terms. So that's how you should make notes on English literature. But please remember that while you make notes or while you are studying English literature, that remember that every part of your syllabus is connected with each other. Like if you are studying about literary terms, if you are coming across a literary terms, you will find those literary terms in some literature part. Like if you are reading about author, text, and a particular poem or prose, you'll find those literary terms there. You'll find literary theory, criticism, movements there. So everything is interconnected with each other. And as I have already said that please go through your self-study, make your own notes. Even if you are buying some particular course or textbooks, make sure you continue to make your own notes. Go through those materials, study materials, but make sure that after studying those materials, make sure you should make your own notes, because that is only going to help you in the longer run. That has helped me, so I am just telling that that is most definitely going to help you in the longer run. So pick the right methods, in a structured way make your notes, and use smart tricks to retain information for the longer period of time. So if you all found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can tell me in the comment section which note making strategy you found the most helpful, or you can tell me about which note making strategy that you have followed that is different from whatever note making strategy I told you, that has helped you in your career, so that others will also get benefited from it. So I'll see you all in a next video. Till then, keep studying literature and keep loving literature.